Alright guys, believe it or not, your patience has been rewarded. We have a game of Dota 2, thank God. That's right, my name is NomadCasts and I'm here with the Mars Dota 2 League SA Qualifiers, and this is Show.Rising versus Luccini. Now, this is a playoff match. The loser of this, well, they won't be going any further. They're going to be heading straight home as I turn my in-game voice on before I very much forget to do that. Just so the lovely people in Dota TV can hear me. Shout out to you guys watching through the client. Some people just like that extra bit of freedom, you know, move the camera themselves, but you guys, well, you get to T-Tours it up with me, so unlucky. Now in the group stage, we did have T-Show and Luccini in the same group. Luccini ended up losing to Infamous, and then actually losing in the first round, but basically they lost every game, and they got to play Show.Rising, so they did actually meet in the group stages, and Show.Rising took a game off them. But now into the playoff stages, it does look like Luccini were able to pull out a win versus Midas Club, and now here we go. It's the second matchup. Luccini, they want revenge, and T-Show, they just want to get to the next round. Not a pretty next round though. If this is a round of 2, and if you beat the other team here, then you go on to face SG. So it's tough, it's rough, but here we go, getting underway. So let's look at this draft. Let's see what we've got in front of us. We have ourselves a well, first looking at the bans, we have the Razor, the Tusk, the Tiny. Nothing super surprising there. Just those annoying versatile heroes which can give you a little bit too much in the lanes. Luccini, we do have the Beastmaster, the Omni Knight, and the Gyrocopter banned out from them. And now for the pickups. Witch Doctor and Venomancer. Alright, so that's some DPS, that's some like Malediction and Poison stacking on top of one another. You know, it's not actually fantastic, Poison and Maledict, because Maledict, it increases the damage you've taken, not the damage you're about to take or anything like that, so the Poison doesn't actually work that well with Malediction, but at the same time, you know, you escape from a fight and then you die anyway because you've got Poison and Maledict, and you say, you know, swings and roundabouts. Meanwhile, T-Show, now this is interesting, they've picked up a Juggernaut in their second pick.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm not sure about this. I think this is a very, very early time to pick up a Juggernaut. However, we do have a Witch Doctor and a Venomancer on the field. And maybe the idea is to pick up that Jug just for the Magic community. I mean, I guess you can't stun him and can't poison him when he's spinning. And it's going to save him from a bit of the damage, but I mean the poison still ticks through even if you're magic immune. If the poison was applied before you're magic immune, I'm fairly sure it doesn't get purged off. So Terrorblade banned out from T-Show, no surprises there, and the Viper banned out from Luccini. From them. Now, yeah, we did have a bit of a wait getting into this game. I was ready to go. It wasn't me. I wasn't late. I was there on time, chilling up, kicking it with you guys in the chat. But yeah, we just had someone couldn't, for some reason, wouldn't be able to start the lobby. They just had to restart their game and then restart their computer, restart their router, and that's why we were 20 minutes late. But here we go. We're here now. We're here now, and that's the important thing for this best of 3 series. It is a best of 3, but the loser is going home. So it's not a comfortable best of 3. It's not a best of 3 where we're just kind of chilling out and playing some dotes and trying to get a read and see what happens. You want to take this as quickly as possible. And there's a Chen coming out from Luccini. So Luccini, they've actually got, I don't think 19 Nitoz plays for them very often. But everybody else we saw yesterday playing for them. Madara on the carry and Swords, or Sword on the carry. I mean, they can mix it up. I actually had Madara playing support yesterday, even though he's usually on the gyro. So they just do what's needed. Meanwhile on T-Show, looks like they got a full roster going. Yeah, that's the full roster, I'm pretty sure. I think they're all stand-ins because they've recently reformed or something. I'm not too sure why they're all marked as stand-ins. I think they reformed maybe after the roster lock. Probably the reason. So yeah, they will come up as stand-ins now. I don't know. I think that's weird. I think it's weird that that happens, but that's life. That's what Valve doth say, and us peasants just merely go along with it. Okay. Well, they're taking their time over this reserve time, actually. Eating into it a fair bit, but they got plenty to spare after this quick picking phase. We haven't really talked a whole lot about the Sand King, but the Sand King does actually do a pretty good job of hitting that Witch Doctor. But the Chen pickup from Luccini, pretty good versus Sanking. I mean, you can always grab a center, and that's an AoE stomp to stop the Sanking being able to just sit in his sandstorm. Jakiro coming out from T-Show here. And now Luccini gonna have to pick up some cores, so they're gonna go for the Death Prophet. Surprise, surprise. They love this hero. They pick it up as much as they can, pretty much. I mean, if it gets to this stage and you find yourself with a Death Prophet and a Chen, your push is looking pretty good. But let's think about these lanes. Now, Sanking, is he going to be roaming or is he going to be in the off lane? I'm not really too sure, if I'm honest. They've got the options. Jakiro definitely going to be on that 5 position. Works kind of well with the Juggernaut, but you kind of want that setup stun. The slow and the spin. Generally, most offlaners will be okay against that. You're going to need one more to get the kill, but if the Sanking's a 4, he will be that setup stun. But he might be in the off lane. I mean, at the moment, I'm not going to try and guess lanes anymore. I've given up. Dota is too hard to guess lanes in this meta. It's just anybody can go to any lane. And I'm not sure if that's so much of a shift in the meta, but more kind of a shift in the just the general way drafters approach Dota now. Like, they've realized how important the laning phase is, and they don't want to give away any picks. They don't want to give away their lanes early on. And that's why you see heroes like Venomancer being picked up, heroes like Sanking, you know, they're nice and ambiguous, but T-Show, they go straight in with a Juggernaut. I'm actually wondering if the Chen comes in on this top lane with the Venomancer and even the Witch Doctor coming in. The Jug spin going to be enough to save them? I don't know. I do not know. Okay, so the puck coming out from T-Show. That's again an ambiguous pick. It could be off lane, it could be mid. I like the way they're doing this actually because it doesn't really show their lanes yet. But puck versus DP is generally alright for the puck. It's not a fantastic lane. It's not a lane he can dominate, which is kind of what you want to do when you go puck mid. So maybe it's going to be puck off lane and Sanking 4. And also doesn't deal with the Chen creeps very well. That's got to be said.
Radiant team ban.
T-Show, no. I have no idea what T-Show means. I have no idea what Luccini means either. Any translations in the chat would be useful. They got a picture of a ram. Maybe T-Show is like... No, I got no ideas. Is it a letter? Is it about... Is it a whole word which means something else? I just don't know. Why are they rising? They don't have a regular team, never mind a rising team. What are they rising to become? Like, I guess as a high potential team, you could call yourselves rising without having a tier 1 team in the bans. But usually you have things like newbie young and stuff like that, where you know they're like a breakup of the organization, which is like developing new talent. But yeah, T-Show's. Well, anyway, final pick for them. 6 seconds to go. Luccini, there's something to do about a dog. I don't know. They got a dog in the logo. That's my guess. Alright, so they're going to pick the Underlord. They are going to put the puck mid, and as I said, doesn't really dominate the lane versus Death Prophet. Doesn't really lose to her either, though. It's kind of just one of those break-even situations. The rotations will make all of the difference. And the Underlord, he's going to be laning up versus either the Venomancer or whatever carry Luccini pick up right now.
10 seconds remaining.
So looking at the lanes T-Show have, I mean, Underlord is a hero you can just leave alone, right? Like, I think if you start putting supports with Underlord, it just doesn't really go too well, because Underlord's kill potential is so bad. Like, he struggles to make ganks happen. He's more of the guy that just wants to sit in lane and respond to ganks on himself. So he's, you know, if you're active in his lane, then you're gonna have to do a lot of heavy pulling yourself in your sports. And the Jakiro to Sanking, they can do that later on. So yeah, I'll just leave the Underlord alone for the first few levels. Middle lane, you got Pug versus DP. We talked about that, and ooh, we have a Morphling coming out from Luccini. Now, last game we had Luccini. They were playing with a stand-in as well. They picked their stand-in Morphling, and their stand-in went out of control. But I don't think this is the same guy. But he ruined them. He absolutely ruined them. So, how does the Morphling work in this matchup? Well, he's got some great heroes to turn into, that's for sure. I mean, Morphling versus Jug is actually becoming a bit of a standard, where you just pick up the Morphling and then you turn into Juggernaut, and you've got that free BKB and the healing ward, and also the melee crits. And you can turn back into the Morphling and use Blade Fury, and then you can attack as Morphling with the Blade Fury while still being magic immune and have the blade spinning around you doing AoE damage. It sounds OP. It's far too situational to be actually that useful, but you know, it's interesting. But yeah, laning wise, they're gonna have the Morphling probably bottom with the Witch Doctor. I can't see the Pit Lord having a particularly difficult time. Sorry, the Underlord having a particularly different time. And they're actually going to move them down bottom and go for the aggressive Chai lane with Mandy, it seems. Okay. Alright, I can accept that. See how that one goes for them. I mean, my prediction is that it's going to go alright. I mean, it forces the Chen to actually come to this top lane. But I don't think they're realizing it's going to happen yet. And yeah, the Venomancer, they might want to even rotate this round and put the Venomancer top and move the Morphling to bottom to solo up versus the Underlord. Who knows? But in the top lane, Madara playing the support. Yeah, as I said, they just kind of mix it around like the last game I saw it. They did have Madara on the carry. No, sorry, 2 games ago they had Madara on the carry. Then they used a stand-in, and the stand-in was obviously a carry player. So Madara just went to the support, you know? This guy's versatile. And I think that's especially important around these tiers where you're not going to be playing with your full roster every game. You know, people have all the commitments, they got work and stuff, you know, they can't... Yeah, they got the commitments, so I'm pretty sure these teams just play Dota professionally. But yeah, you know, things aren't as stable. So you gotta have that versatility, and that is going to help your team out and put your team in a better place. And we do have the pause. Hopefully this won't take too long. It's just Sword pausing up. S2 has some real issues with the server lag, but that was actually the server. It wasn't anybody in particular. And Sword in the middle lane. Where's the puck? No, rare. Ah, there's Sword playing on the off lane. It's a Venomancer. Or Bananamancer. Or Bananamancer Dancer, or whatever that taunt is called. So yeah, Jericho hanging out here for now. Are they going to clock that the Underlord is coming down? Well, they are, because they're going to reveal actually in the top lane as the Juggernaut comes forwards. And we'll take this rune. Meanwhile, 444 and the Sand King. They are going to chase off Madara. So Madara just try to be cheeky and try and get the equal runes going on, but didn't quite manage it. Meanwhile, bottom, Freak, I think, did manage to take his rune down here without too much difficulty. And they're actually going to switch things up. Interesting. Okay, so they want them... Oh, because they TP'd up. Okay, so this... He didn't TP up. He walked up. His TP's off cooldown. I guess the Morphling just switched lanes. Ooh, that's pretty big. Madara finds a courier in the middle lane. And is Madara going to pay for price for this? Oh, they actually gets the wrong way. Oh my lord, but Madara gets away with it. And he's even going to throw some harass onto the Underlord here. But I don't care. This guy's just going in. Look at this guy. He's a 5 position. But he's like, hey, at the start of the game, we're all equal. Let's go. Let's rumble. I'm going to use this very little brawling time I have to assert my dominance on you guys. Well, takes a courier to the middle lane. And what was that even delivering? I mean, must have been like a stick. Or maybe it was just coming back from delivering the healing staff. Yeah, it must have been. Because looking at his items, he wouldn't have been able to afford all of that off the bat. So, yeah, Madara just coming up to top lane, and they have the Morphling versus the Juggernaut, as they did walk back. Now, whether the Morphling will TP down bottom, but then the Morphling should go her TP to bottom, they can't really afford the walk across the map, so I guess they're just going to leave things as they are. But they're actually turning around onto Anitos here, but yeah, he knows what's happening. And Anitos is out of there. We're on the middle lane. We do see the puck taking an early lead in CS, despite having his courier killed, but I mean, doesn't really make a difference to CS. But you know, it's a moral thing, right? You know, you just got your team's courier killed. I always last hit worse whenever I've just messed up pretty bad. It's all about psychological warfare, the extra value of getting courier kills. Meanwhile, J. Marie. Looks like they're both going to go for a Veil build. They're both starting off with a double null tallies, and I do like that from J. Marie, just like keeping even with the CS. It will be important, and you don't want the puck to have all of that damage, and you'd be left behind in the dirt. Meanwhile, Juggernaut getting very, very low in this top lane. Look at this right-click damage. Can they do it? The jump falls from the morphling. The stun is there, but it's not enough to keep the poor old Juggernaut alive. He does go down. Now Anitos having to morph some strength here, but he's got plenty left in that tank. Burrow strike in 1 second, I think? No, they don't. Sorry, they don't have the dual breath. And even then, it'd take way too long. He just attribute shift. They're actually going to go on to Madara here. I think Madara's dead, right? But can they get the return kill? That's the question. Madara still staying alive. That is not going to be... Oh, yes, it is. Okay, they both die. The damage over time is pretty strong. And Mandy just being chased back as well. Look at this harass he's just taking from this. The Chen creep doing the work. And Penitence as well. They're not done. They want more. We're going to have another Hadouken in 1 second. Can he cancel this salve with it? No, apparently not. Could have been value. Jumping onto Anites here. As the Hadouken comes out, they want the damage onto the Sand King. I don't think that's enough to take him down, though. Especially with this little healing ward. Oh, never mind. Healing ward dies. And random Penitence thrown out. This is an aggressive top lane. We are brawling right now, guys. Just like rolling the sleeves up and taking hits at one another. This is what we like to see. SA Dota getting down and dirty in the mud. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, things are a little bit more civilized with Rayo and J. Marie, as these guys just kind of gentlemanly trading hits. Rayo is getting the advantage here in this middle lane, though. CS getting a little bit further ahead. Meanwhile, at bottom, Freak's actually taking quite a lot of damage from this Veno. Just picking up that salve and going under the tower to pay him a visit.
I'll take that.
Oh, top lane. Jericho's gonna take himself another creep. He's just got a chainmail. Going straight. My god, he's gonna have that really soon. Rushing medallion like a madman here. Oh, middle lane. They actually find the kill onto J. Marie. A fairly decent kill. It's going to give Puck the advantage. So we said Puck likes to dominate his lane. If you get that rotation in, you're probably only going to need one. And now he's just going to be kind of flying solo and having a good time. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, spin TP is needed from Mandy. Where does he go though? Does he go all the way to base? No, he's actually going down to bottom lane. He's done with this. He's a Juggernaut. He just wants to farm. He doesn't want to fight. And he's pretty much drawing even with the morph, but I think he wants the advantage. But this isn't like a nice lane until he gets the support here. Like, Sword is just going to harass him. Jug doesn't do a whole lot versus Veno solo, but Dunhow is here. Where they can get the kill is a different question, as we have the disconnect in the middle lane. That value disconnect. It's going to Shrine. Just got to make sure you don't lose any of those precious seconds of movement. All about the efficiency. Although it is an auto disconnect in pro games, so. And looks like we are good to go, as apparently someone else's. A caster is reconnected. I don't know. There's like 4 casts going on in this game right now. I'm not even kidding. We got Brazil, we got Spanish, and then we got jump at bottom. The Chinese, of course, because it is a Mars Dota 2 league. Those guys. They're getting quite aggressive onto Dunhow here, actually, but I mean, when you're in this lane like this, it's oh, look at that deny. It's within your interest to harass down and commit a bit of a couple of spells, throw spells at the supports, just so they can't harass you as much, and you can have a better time in lane. It's not all about the carry, guys. It's not all about the carry. Support lives matter too. Meanwhile, these Chen creeps just getting their groove on, and Chen, he's gonna be at this Blightstone in like 100 gold, and that's gonna be the full medallion. With the Morphling and the Witch Doctor, that's quite a lot of work, especially when the Witch Doctor hits level 6. Whilst it's quite a long time away, Medallion does help with that, and with the Death Prophet. So yeah, I'm actually completely understanding this rush. It's unconventional, but we're in SA. We're in the land of unconventional, kids. And if it's stupid and it works, then it's not stupid. And those are wise words. I didn't come up with that. Don't worry. Jericho just kind of hanging out here. What vision do they have? On the Dire side, yes, they've got this ward here, so they did see the puck coming into the lane. They know everything that's going on. Meanwhile, the Radiant, they will now see these Shen creeps coming in. Thanks to this puck illusion. So this kind of, they know the Chen's about, so they'll be like nice and defensively. Top lane, they're going on to free kick. Can they find the last hit? They sure can. Anitos dives deep and does get it. Meanwhile, the Coil actually going to come out onto the Morphling, and he's going to TP himself out of there. And there is no interrupt available now that he has used that Coil. So TP, pretty good. I mean, puck generally isn't great versus Morphling, because Morphling, as you can see, they could just TP, or he can waveform out of the Coil, and that means he doesn't take any damage from it. So that is very balanced. Meanwhile, Veno is farming in lane and farming in the creep wave as well. Looking at CS, he's doing pretty decently. Jumping from Dunhow, and I'm fairly sure Dunhow just dies to this. Alright.
You were a fool to oppose me.
So Sorth goes back to farming like nothing happened there, even though he just killed the Sand King. And Mandy and 444 are just kind of also just pretending it didn't happen. Oh, puck going down. He's dived too deep here. One more shot will be required, but guess what? He's going to go for the style points on Anitos. Always go for the style points. I'm guessing the puck went forward to try and interrupt the shrine usage here, and they just turned around and instantly nuked him down because his health bar dropped like a stone up here. And look at them go. Clearing through creep waves like no man's business. Medallion, rush, complete, 8 minutes. Probably less than that. Meanwhile, on bottom, they use a dual breath onto Sword, trying to chase him down. The bow strike as well. They will be able to find that kill. So finally they get a kill on this Venomancer. Dunhow manages to pull it together this time. Oh, top lane though. The Pit of Mars is out. Freak. Don't think he wants to fight this with this medallion. Look at the physical damage. I mean, he pulls up that Hood of Defiance, but there's not the magical damage they're doing. It's a physical damage. Defensive TP is in. Thankfully, Underlord is quite a tanky hero, so he will get away. Meanwhile, middle lane, Death Prophet, she's going to have a party, invite her ghosts around, and take it to the move on to the tier 1 at mid. Meanwhile, up at top, they're looking to push the tier 1 at top as well. Luccini making an aggressive start to this game. They've left the Venomancer at bottom to try and defend, but now the Bow Strike coming out, and the Dual Breath as well, and the Omni Slash. They are committing for this kill. The TP just goes, you know what, mate? I think you're dead. So, top lane. They do take the tower. Middle lane. They do a lot of damage. Only 500 health left, and Rhea, nice dodge there. Trip Swarm is a really difficult spell to dodge. And yeah, J. Marie's just going to keep on pushing this lane, keep on forcing the puck here. Now the puck has its ultimate, and he's heading towards this Veil. He wants to start roaming, he wants to start ganking, he wants to start getting kills, but if he's constantly forced in this lane by the Death Prophet, he's not going to be able to do that. Luckily, they do have the Sand King. That kind of makes up for it in their draft, but he's nowhere near Blink or anything, so his initiation has to be around the side or using the map.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Well, middle lane, DD is pushed, and Death Prophet really wants to put the final blow on here, and with Jericho helping out, looks like they will be able to do that. Although the defense is here, 3 heroes come, and Ray are actually jumping in on this. The stuns are available, but does actually miss. Now the coil is out. Witch Doctor going to try and go for the TP. Do they have a bit of malice? No, they do not, but he does die in base thanks to that coil. Now the Burrow Strike onto Death Prophet. She has to be careful there. She's going to throw out as many Spirit Slices as she can as she runs away, but Rhea jumping forwards with the silence. Now the Spirit Slicer yet again from J. Marie, and the send back from the Chen. The Prophet is fine. He gets out of here, so only losing 1, but still able to take this tier 1 tower at mid. But we're going to have another exorcism in 14 seconds. Wondering if J. Marie's going to use that. Meanwhile, up at top. Yeah, so frequent for this Hood of Defiance. What is a pipe going to really do for them this game? I guess against the Venomancer you always want a pipe. Yeah, okay. The Venomancer's having a pretty decent game so far. We will move on from the last hits and look at the net worth now. It's going to be the Morph on 5.4k. Unsurprisingly, he's had a bunch of kills. I mean, what's he sitting on? 2-0, and his CS is at the top as well. So yeah, very unsurprisingly dominating the CS charts. And but Jug's just behind him. Mandy's not doing bad, and is he the better farmer? I don't know. Smokes up. Into the middle lane we go. Who can they find? The silence is up onto the Underlord and the Malediction as well, but the coil is there. Now the Bow Strike comes, the Ultimate Chrome, the Omni Knight comes through, and they managed to kill the Death Prophet as well. Jesus, the Omni Knight? I meant the Omni Slash. Jesus. Okay. Alright. Sorry guys, first game of the day, still warming up. I haven't done my my vocal exercises. I'm just kidding, I did. I had plenty of time to do them before this game. Omni Slash. Omni Slash. Omni Slash. Omni Slash. Dora, I'll get it right next time, guys.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
So, they did manage to take down the Death Prophet in return for their Underlord dying. I think it's kind of... Oh, and also Madara drops as well, I think. Yeah, that was the Omni Slash coming through, so yeah. They also took the tower, so I would kind of say worth. And I mean, look at the gold graph. It's a nice little hump. Very well-shaped hump on the graph there, but yeah, pretty much flat out equal for Show.Rising and Luccini. Oh, epicenter. Not needed, thankfully. But maybe he knew that he didn't need it, so he just ran out and cancelled the epi and just went for the Bow Strike instead. We're gonna say it was that, guys. We're gonna say it was that. Please. There's no flame. Then how? Yeah, he's dead. It's don't need an analyst to work out that one. He just gets taken down. Meanwhile, Ray are going to try and kill some creeps in the backlines. This is quite brave, though. But Ray is just going to play with him. Throws down the coil. He's going to have to wait 2 seconds for this illusionary orb, but it might be enough to help him get away. Interesting jump from him. I would have suggested maybe going deeper into the trees here, but I guess they would have found him anyway. And now with the Plague Wards, I mean, he's just making time here. Meanwhile, up at top, the Jakiro was trying to be a bit cheeky, but didn't quite work out, and it might be another tier 1 for Luccini right now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures
Looks that way. Middle tower does go down to T-Show, but in comes Dun Hao as well. No epicenter available, as we well know. But the creep army is mobile. It's going. Epitomize, let's slow them down just about. I think that might save Dun Hao's life. Where's that Bow Strike? 1 second. He's going to jump forwards here. Does he survive the Crypt Swarm? Is it going to hit? Yes, it will. Nice job from J. Marie there, noticing that he wasn't in the direction he was facing and guessing correctly. Now comes out that Poison Nova from the Venomancer. What damage can they do here? Meanwhile, Rare coming in the backlines, but it's going to be Luccini going deep here under the tower. In fact, the tower drops, and they also find two kills on the trees. Yes, it is going to be 2 kills on the trees. Also, Madara dying in the jungle here as he is found by the Juggernaut. I'm guessing, yep, that's going to be a Omni Slash, and now he's got a double damage as well. Oh.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Puck now has a Veil. Going for the Blink. And another thing, as we just saw in practice, the Veil does help you farm, but what did T-Show want to do this game? They essentially want to be making space for their Juggernaut. He's still going for that Battle Fury. Interesting that he stopped off at the Yasha just for the chase, but I kind of like it, you know? It gives him the extra movement speed to be able to land these early game Omni Slashes. To catch people, run people down, especially that pesky Morphling. And hopefully that has resulted in some kills for him. He managed to kill the Witch Doctor and a couple more with Omni Slash kills, so I assume that's the idea of going for the Yasha. Pretty unconventional, but you know, you don't usually want to go for something. You usually want to go like Phase Boots into the Battle Fury. You want to go like get that farming utility up as quickly as possible if you're going for it, but maybe he changes his mind. Maybe this is a tactical decision. I don't know. Meanwhile, Morphling, he's got the Lincoln Sphere, so won't be taking any Omni Slashes to the face solo from the Juggernaut today. And other forms of initiation still going to be pretty good. And also, you've got to remember that Ice Path does not care about Lincoln Sphere, and he has now got the value point in it, which I like, which I really like. In fact, nice Ice Path onto 2 here. What value plays, as they will be able to catch that Witch Doctor, but in comes the rest of Luccini looking to punish this. 4-4-4, he's in the middle of it all, and he gets taken out. Meanwhile, Sand King, what was he trying to do there? I don't know, but he's going to get caught out as well. Dun Hao hits the deck once again. Slightly, maybe he was waiting for the burst strike. Maybe he was thinking of charging an Epi, maybe trying to TP out. Yeah, his TP was on cooldown, so I think he was trying to TP actually. Okay, mystery solved. And into the Roche Pit we go. And they have these creeps. They have this this medallion up on Jericho here, so they are pretty happy to try and take this. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Underlord's just going to try and put some kind of pressure on. And, yeah, he's going to TP out of this one, but he's dead. So Madara getting a solo kill on the Witch Doctor there, just judging it really, really nicely, and unfortunately... and now Roshan going beside the Luccini as well, so... Very strong early game for them. 6k advantage. They have an Aegis. They've taken kill after kill, but you still got to worry about this Juggernaut. I mean, he did get out of that last fight. He is, how many times has he died? Only the once, and he's had 4 kills, so obviously the Yasha was doing something for him. Jeez. Madara just getting a solo kill on the pillar there. That was crazy. Jericho, going for the smoke. Onto the high ground, and Mandy, they're gonna go on this. They want to, but there's a whole team behind them. If they go onto this Juggernaut, it could end really badly for them. They're gonna be disciplined though. They're not gonna dive too hard. I'm sure T-Show are cursing under their breath there, thinking they might have just been given a free Aegis or something, but alas, it was not to be. Morphling just a little bit too disciplined. Now they realize there's a lot of heroes here. They're just gonna back out. Like, they don't really want to fight under towers. Exorcism is up though, so that's probably the next port of call. This push is pretty strong. I mean, Luccini have found this early game advantage, and they're just going to shove lanes with it. They're just going to keep on pushing towers. And T-Show, they've got okay wave clear. That's the thing. Like, they've got a Puck, Sand King, Jakira. All of their heroes actually wave clear really well, but not yet, it seems. They just can't get close enough. So top lane also going to get pushed in. They're thinking of going for the tower trades here, and Dunhao doesn't find anybody in the trees, so maybe they traded tier 2 for a tier 2. But guess what? Luccini, I mean, they've got all of these creeps. They have the exorcism. They are not thinking of stopping right now. Is there a Fortify available in the Radiant? Yes, there is, and they will use it before the exorcism's popped in their mind. Exorcism's popped anyway. The Silence doing quite a lot of damage to the Death Prophet. They can back out here if they want. So in come the creeps, and this exorcism is kind of just ticking away. Looks like Luccini are going to back out, as Puck just trying to catch someone on the return. Alright, so they forced some rotations, but not the Juggernaut, who is still farming up, who's still trying to get ahead of the Morphling, and Morphling is still doing fine. He's doing great. Going for the shotgun build, unsurprisingly. It's great, this game. Like, if you can find the shotgun on Puck before he gets a phase shift or illusionary orb, then I mean, he's obviously just dead. There's a lot of heroes that just die to the shotgun this game, like the Jakiro as well, the Sand King, all of these guys. I mean, Sand King, maybe if he finds a couple more levels, he'll be able to survive, but right now he's just easy target for it. So Jug just gonna go for the spin TP out of here. Madara's found himself that Glimmer Cape, looking to make more plays, I think. But it's a pretty quiet game as Luccini kind of reconcile. You know, they've had a really nice early game. Don't want to give anything away. They have the Morphling, although I mean, just looking at the net worth, it's like Jug is the only one on the side of T-Show carrying any value right now. If they can shut him down in these team fights or catch him out before a team fight, that's gonna be huge. They have the Silence. Their lockdown isn't actually fantastic on the side of Luccini. I think this is what Mandy's taking advantage of this game. Like, what do they have? They've got the Silence, they've got the Paralyzing Cask, and then they've got the Chen Creeps, which are kind of iffy. About, oh my god! Oh my god, Jericho has found the mother load here. What the hell is... Okay, he's found himself 4 rock golems, so, you know, the cannons may fire at some stage. We'll be keeping an eye on that. I want to see the quad rock golem shotgun of death. Jesus. Okay, Jericho's not messing around anymore. I didn't even find that many rock golems. Well, I guess it's only 2 camps worth. He looks so proud of himself. The little army of golems. Madara, this could be risky. I feel like he's almost trying to bait something here, but the only thing he's going to be baiting is his own life as he gets Oh, no, they don't have the sight for it. They honestly don't have the sight for the Glimmer Cape. Now, where are these rock golems? That's my question. They're hanging about. They're ready to go. Oh, there comes the Omni Slash onto Madara. Can they keep him alive? No, they cannot. And now he doesn't have the jump out available. And those rock golems will make short work of him. The Exorcism was involved too, but, you know, it was mostly the rock golems, right? Just kidding. Obviously, it was the, it was all Exorcism. So, Juggernaut, did he have the spin available? I don't know. Did he? He might have actually had that spin available. Anyway, middle lane, here we go. Jakiro gonna throw down that fire, just clear out those creeps, which delays the push a little bit, although one is left alive, but there we go, get taken out. But they don't even need it. Actually going to bring it down before Epicenter being charged up from the high ground. Who can he find? The silence out on somehow. Missing the Morphling though. Only finding Jericho with that Burrow Strike, and now the turnaround. They're trying to found Puck. Meanwhile on the back lines, they have actually shotgun down Dunhouse. So the Sand King takes a dive, and T-Show lose one and defend absolutely nothing, to be honest. Their tower's gone, and Exorcism was already gone. They have this Octarine Core, so they can actually just wait for it to come off cooldown now. It's going to be 25% faster. This is a big rush from J. Marie, but they don't want to leave this game late. You know, they don't really want to give Juggernaut a chance to come online this game. As I've said before, they have no lockdown, so if the Juggernaut gets the farm he needs, it is going to become an issue for Luccini very quickly. But unfortunately, he's just too far behind right now. I know he's above the Death Prophet and the Veno, but the overall team net worth does make a huge difference. Sword just being chased down by Puck, but it's just harassed more than anything. So, right. T-Show, they really need the next Roshan for their Juggernaut, right? You've got this high net worth hero. You can't have him really saving buyback just because he needs so many more items. So I think if they do somehow manage to get a Roshan, it could be a really nice break for them. But obviously, you know, it's easy to say they need Roche. They're very far behind, 9k gold. They haven't really managed to catch a break this game either, and Luccini are just kind of consistently putting pressure on them, keeping them, basically beating them around the map, getting them wherever they want them. And T-Show don't really have too many options of pushing back right now. They just don't have the damage on this team, which is interesting because Puck is usually a pretty decent damage dealer, especially with his Veil build. Let's have a look at some items. Use the pause time efficiently. That's what we do. So Sand King, he's had this blink. Not gonna lie, Dunhow, he's not having a good game. He's 1-6, and he has made some of the most questionable Sand King plays I've seen in a while. Like, not to flame the guy, sometimes it happens, you know. I've seen worse, but yeah, he's had a couple of moments, shall we say. Underlord, he's actually starting to tank up now. Underlord, whilst his net worth isn't particularly large, he has managed to find himself a pipe and going towards a Crimson Guard very shortly. This will make a big difference for them. Crimson Guard does very well versus those Ghosts and the Death Ward, and obviously the pipe does well versus the Venomancer, so going for both of these items. Basically like clones of each other, just one for magical damage, one for physical. And looks like we have another disconnect just from the Venomancer here, which is an awkward place to DC, no doubt. What else do we have then? Obviously the Battle Fury Manta on the Juggernaut still needs a couple more items, but at least he can break out of the Death Prophet silence. Could also Manta dodge the Adaptive Strike, which would be huge, obviously, but not easy to do. Chen, he's just got the Hood of Defiance and the Medallion of Courage. She had like a minute doing. Shotgun, as we've seen, up on the Morphling. Death Prophet with the Octarine Core, and Venomancer with the Hurricane Pike. You know, Venomancer's just one of these heroes, like, everybody always underestimates him. Like, everybody. They're always just like, oh, you know, it's just a Venomancer, he's not going to do any damage. Until he comes at you to, like, the mid-game. You've left them alone. He's found, like, yeah, he's going for the Agniums next. You know, he's got that Veil. He could even be going for an Octarine. He's got the Veil, which makes him do magical damage. He's also got the Hurricane Pike, which is going to give him that mobility around the fight. Also gives him great stats for survivability. And even hits a little bit hard. Not massively, but, you know, it's more about the maneuverability and the tank up. which you use the Hurricane Pike for, but it also does give you a bit of damage, so... just because the 20 agility, and Venomancer is an agility hero, in case you didn't know. So Venomancer should hopefully be back soon. What are we expecting to happen in this fight? So we have 3 heroes from T-Show up here. We have 1 hero from T-Show right the way down here. Dunham is going to be nowhere near this fight. Can they fight without their Burrow Strike and Epicenter? No. No, they cannot, just put it frankly. How do they disengage? Rhea, he's got no problems. He can just run away. We got a spin TP available in the Juggernaut, and I think the Underlord might even just ollie them out of here. Let's see. Alright, here we go. So Rhea gonna clear off. Jug gonna spin TP. And Freak, nope, we're gonna save the Dark Rift and just do it the old-fashioned way. Pro Analyst. How did I know it was gonna happen? But yeah, I mean, even if the Sand King was there, they probably don't want to take a 5-on-5 fight. When you're behind, you want to. The only fights you want to take are ones where you know you've got a clear advantage in. So otherwise, you're just not playing to win. Alright, top lane. Coming in. Looks like the next push is underway. The final tier 2 tower is the target. And... oh, no, actually they were going somewhere else. Roshan will be up in 1 minute, so not that. Okay, so they're just gonna go do something else whilst Roshan spawns. Okay, maybe they're pretty scared of the Manta on Jug and also these 2 items which the Underlord just hit. They also know that someone's going to have to go back and defend this. Though Mandy running forwards, maybe they actually take this tower. There's not really the defenses here to be able to deal with it. Burrow Strike onto the Chen here, and now the Omni Slash to follow, but the Morphling actually comes in at the last minute to absorb it. Mandy doesn't find the kill to finish that off, although we will be able to TP out in time. The Dark Rift also gets him out. Oops, Sand King caught off guard. Where can he go? Actually going to dodge the Ethereal Blade there, and the Adaptive Strike with a blink. Ooh, done. How big jukes from him. He's going to get out of there. Wasn't expecting that. No offense to the guy, but from his performance this game, he's just redeemed himself. That was a lovely little play there, dodging 2 spells from the Morphling. But this isn't a Morphling, this is a Juggernaut. And yeah, Jug is better at taking Roast than Morph, but he will run out of the Morph timer. Luccini looking very strong, but they don't want to get to this late game stage where their Juggernaut has a chance to come online. They don't have the lockdown to deal with it. Also, you have these heroes which are most effective in the mid game. Lift up. Rhea. Got to get out of here somehow. Gonna throw out the coil, in fact, but he is gonna drop. So they're just gonna sit in his coil, wait for it to run out, and then probably run straight into Roshan. Now they've killed the puck. Rhea really couldn't give away that kill. And Jericho's creep just coming back to him after taking a bit of damage to that team fight, and here we go. Going to be there to tank it all up. With the medallion as well. As we saw before, Roshan doesn't really stand too much of a chance. There isn't going to be any rotations to come in and stop this either. I mean, where are you, Jug? Jug's actually in base at the time. So, Rosh goes down. Aegis going the way of the Morphling. And he's sitting on 5-on-1. 16k net worth. He's very, very far ahead at this stage. Very difficult to bring down. He has got the shotgun build, so in terms of right clicks, you know, he's hitting very hard, but not as hard as he would have done if he got other items, but it's fine. Just the ability to blow someone up and deal that different kind of magic damage. It's actually very useful. And I mean, when you got the Death Prophet, you want to be able to, you know, it's pretty good to be able to get, you know, magic damage on another hero. They've got so much physical, and in they go. They actually might be able to bring down the Venomancer at least, and the Omni Slash doing a lot of work here with that Battle Fury. Mandy now going to back off for the time being, breaking that Spirit Siphon. They've taken one, but Luccini are going to stay on the high ground here. They're not going to be chased away this easily, but down goes 19 Anitos. He's still got that Aegis available. J. Marie forced to use the cheese. Now he's vulnerable. Can they bring him down? Luccini, very nice form through this team fight, staying together nicely, but now J. Marie caught out, but actually just going hard here. She knows he's going to be returning to her in a minute. She's not afraid to get involved, and now the Death Ward on the high ground going to do a lot of work to bring down the Jakiro. Madara is low though, the jump forward from Dunhao. Can they take him out? Yes, they can. Meanwhile, 98 Nitros, this might be its age is going. Yes, it will. Is there anybody here to save him? I think J. Marie wants to get out of this one. T-Show, they are going to be able to defend this. And let's see what else they can get. 98 Nito is going to wait for him up to the high ground, try and TP out. Can they get the bash? Yes, they can. They get the burst strike, and that's all they need, and they will be able to kill the Morphling. And this is only a 4 times kill streak actually on him. But that was a 16k gold carry going down. That was a big hold.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Another quick pause. Sec from Madara. So, Luccini, they try and take the high ground there, and they do fail. The Juggernaut Omni Slash did so much damage of being able to take down, I think, who was it who dropped really early on in that fight? It wasn't the Witch Doctor, it may have been the Chen. Anyway, they did manage to get so much damage to the monster on the high ground, and Luccini, rather than backing off, wanted to stay. They wanted to use that exorcism. It was very, very greedy from J. Marie to actually just sit on the high ground and wait for her ghost to come back. Because while she's got the survivability to deal with that, if they just run around the back, like if they just run around here and deal with the supports, deal with the squishy Witch Doctor and the squishy Chen, who I think was dead at that stage. Oh no, it was the Venomance who died very quickly. Oh, never mind, don't go, don't go. Then those heroes are still very vulnerable this game. And if you do land that Burst Strike Epicenter combo onto them, then they are going to take a lot of damage as a puck as well. They've got fantastic dive potential on these 2 heroes. And the Juggernaut was just able to frontline. They didn't bring him down, and generally it was a very good very good fight for T-Show. And well, they start to bring things back in their favor. What objectives can they take? They're looking at middle lane. Morphling still down for 47 seconds, so whatever they decide to take, they don't have to worry about the Morphling. Mandy's going to be feeling quite confident after that. Burst strike onto the Chen. Dunhao's kind of pinging it up a little bit. Chen actually has a pipe of his own. But Mandy just jumping straight onto Jericho here. Can he take him down? The illusions are doing a bit of work, but Jericho is... Nope, Jakiro coming in. Gets the Ice Blast. And really good positioning on that Macropyre. It's doing a lot of work already. And Madara actually using the ultimate from inside that Macropyre will reposition himself to survive the Voodoo Restoration, holding him still. Meanwhile, Venomancer gets stunned up. Nice burst strike onto 2, and in comes a Juggernaut. Oh my god, that is a lot of damage. Mandy able to take down the Venomancer. Who else can they find? Death Prophet held still, but Mandy's out of here. They don't want to take any more. They want to get out of this one. Dunhao. He's poisoned up, but he is going to escape. And another quick disconnect from the Venomancer. And Mad Bliss says Mandy. Mandy's had enough of this. So yeah, just I like the way they did that. They got a kill. They didn't get greedy. They could have turned it around, but instead they decided to spin TP and again get the Juggernaut out of here. Game is hard, muchachos, says Rayo. Way to reinforce the stereotype. But yeah, Rayo has actually been going for this Blink Yule's Dagon combo. Pretty nice. Yeah, it gives you the Yule's gives you obviously fantastic amounts of utility on the puck. Basically a second phase shift, and that sweet mana regen which you really need. But yeah, what I was talking about with the why I really like the Morphling shotgun build this game is because it does give you that magic damage early on. Because Death Prophet is doing all this physical damage, Death Ward does all physical damage. You don't really have one of those big Sand Kings or something which outputs a lot of magical damage. So, oh, lacking the magical damage. So Morphling is the guy who makes up for that. That's pretty useful. Stops them just being able to stack armor and Crimson Guards and such, and beat you to the ground with it. And that's a lot of pinging from Puck. So they're picking. Oh no, actually, it might be the Witch Doctor actually just pinging around that ward, saying, "Look at how great my ward is, guys." Alright, so apparently someone's internet went out, so we might need to be, hopefully won't be waiting too long, but, you know, I'm not a prophet, I can't tell you the future. Hopefully he gets it sorted out quickly and we can get back into this game. Now we have a T-Show quite far behind. I was talking about Roshan before, and Roshan, he's not going to be out for a while because they did take him. They had the Aegis on the Morphling, but then they managed to get him twice. So there is things coming up in Luccini's favor, though. What items are we expecting to be built here? I like the way he's got this Blink Dagger built up. So he's actually going for the Scatty, then into the Blink. That is going to help him get a bit of mobility in the team fights, not relying on waveform quite so much, and also means he can maybe go for the multi-shot adaptive strike at level 25, but we rarely see that because the 2 waveform charges are so good. Meanwhile, the Juggernaut, he's going for the Scatty as well, so we're going to have dual Scatties, but Juggernaut's going to hit his a little bit later as he is still so far behind on farm. And Puck, he's got it sorted. He knows what he knows what he's about. You know, I respect that. He's queuing up the Dagon. Just get him over here. Get those Dagons going. That is the life. And Chen not looking to finish up his Solar Crest. Actually, gonna go for the into the Crimson Guard. In fact, so he's basically copying the Underlord. Taking an Alpha Wolf as well, just that extra damage perk. I do like that. Meanwhile, Puck hanging around nearby, but I mean, if anybody can get away with that, it's Puck. And now if they want to take down the Puck, sorry, this is a big thing about Yules, right? If they want to take down the Puck, they're not just going to be needed silence, they're going to need a Nullifier as well. And, I mean, they might actually go for that on the Death Prophet. I can see it working pretty well for them. Also, it stops the Juggernaut being able to Manta out of the silence. It just makes the silence is so valuable. And also, you know, the Underlord, if you can use the Nullifier on him at the start of a fight, then both of these huge items he's built are going to be useless, so it's useful. It's useful. Dara's just going to let that coconut bounce around those creeps. He's going to take up a bit of farm. His team won't be happy about that. 45. It's quite interesting that the 5 and the 4 from Luccini are so far behind compared to the tanking. But then again, tankings do tend to farm. Witch Doctors and Chens, not so much. Dunhal also has this 4-staff. And whilst Nullifier would stop him being able to 4-staff things, it wouldn't stop him at other people getting 4-staffed. So that is also something to think about. Another part of the Nullifier, why I like it on Death Prophet though, is that it actually it slows by 100% for like 0.1 second or something for each piece of damage they take, I think. In fact, I will double check the exact stats on that one. Middle lane, never mind, we have a go. They're going to try and take down this Morphling, but it's a very difficult kill as Jericho brings in his homies. And Aero's just gonna retreat here. No one wants to fight in the end. I think Chen ulti was used there. Yeah, they did use the Chen ulti. I'm fairly sure Morphling was okay, but maybe he dropped pretty low just before he could get that strength off. But T-Show, they're pretty close to making a comeback here. Then again, what do they have for dealing with this Morphling? I've been talking about the Juggernaut. No, there's no real tools for locking down the Juggernaut, but what tools do they have for locking down this Morphling? That's actually something we've been seeing time and time again. I mean, I guess they have the silence from the Puck, the Sand King Burrow Strike.
Radiant are scanning.
Also, what does the Lincoln Sphere do this game? Never mind, middle lane. They've actually managed to catch the Death Prophet out. Now she has got the ulti available and a brand new side device, but that also means no buyback. Running back in though, doesn't even care. And well, the Underlord's just trying to get people away, and they will be able to find two people. I think he's trying to 4-staff someone there. Puck, he's going to go down as Puck number 2 takes him out, which does in fact turn out to be a Morphling. Surprise, surprise. Meanwhile, Jug's actually able to pull ahead of the Death Prophet in net worth. As he picks himself up a Blink Dagger. Now Chen, he's going to bring back his creepies and he's going to go try and deal with this this Jakiro here. Let's watch the support fight. I mean, middle barracks going down. Yeah, Jakiro's just going to run to the tree line. Will he get interrupted? Nope, rocks a fly a little bit too late. And Luccini, well, after this back of this puck kill, they're going to look for bottom towers. I mean, I wouldn't call this desperation, but they certainly feel like they need to be making a play right now. As a Macropod coming out into middle lane. Now there comes the Epicenter out onto the Morphling. Can he get that strength morph off? Yes, he can. He's actually turned into the Jug. This could be tricky for him, though. There we go, actually turning back into the Morphling so that he can morph that strength. He's getting very, very low there, though. Pit of Malice is out. The Burrow Strike onto the Venomancer. Can they take him down? Follow up with the Ice Path. Can they bring him down? He's taking down to the Firestorm as well. And all his right clicks are going to be enough to take him out. Meanwhile, Gemrai going to come up onto the high ground, and in comes a Morphling trying to do the damage. What can he do? Where is your Burrow Strike? It is available. He gets headed to a sheep just in time by Gemrai. Now the Death Ward ripping through, doing the damage. Sanking, he might well make it out. Never mind, the Ethereal Blade finishes him off. Mandy trying to get in and do the damage, but it's a triple kill for 90 and Nitos. The buyback is there from the Jakiro. Meanwhile, the Puck trying to do the damage. Will be able to take down a Morphling, in fact, and they find Madara. J. Marie, last one alive on the side of Luccini. Other than Chen, who is finally making his way into this fight. She throws herself up to the air. She has got the sight available, will use it onto the Juggernaut to try and keep herself alive. They turn their attention to Jericho. They will take him down, and J. Marie is survived, the only survivor on Luccini, but they did manage to take the middle racks. They didn't take this tower at bottom. The Ghosts couldn't do it on their own. Ooh, what a fight though. Look at everything just used. I mean, it was one of those fights just went on for such a long time, and eventually it was just the Morphling hanging around and getting stunned up. I mean, once that Ice Path lands on him, they do have the follow-up to keep him locked down and stop him getting off that Strength Morph, which is so important to killing him. And the Juggernaut, once he catches up, can do the damage, as we have seen twice now. He can do the damage. Look at the Chen. Just trying to delay things. They're setting so many of these little creeps in, but Morphling actually buying back. They really realize they don't want to give away this Roshan, and I think that's completely correct. They can't bring down this Juggernaut once, let alone twice. Random courier hanging out. Gonna get yep, okay, that was a thing. Macropar used into the Roche Pit. Ice Path as well. 444, very far forwards here. Meanwhile, the Dar, look at this Witch Doctor's positioning. He's looking for a Death Ward, but look at Mandy's positioning as well. Like, they don't see each other. These guys are just right next to each other. Kind of cute. Madara's actually going to get bored and will go to somewhere else.
Dire's courier has been killed.
They do find the courier in the end, and oh, that goes the Epicenter. It is cancelled. Crimson Guard out from T-Show, and they're just going to try and get out of this one. Can they bring them all? Yeah, it looks like they can. And, oh, actually, but they give up Roche for this. The TP's coming back in, but I don't know. I thought they were going to Dark Rift just this shard here, but actually they Dark Rift all the way back to base, and that is going to give up the Roshan, which is not what they wanted to do. They were just trying to take a fight there, but I guess without that,
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
without the Epicenter, it was really difficult to deal with that team fight. Dun Hao just getting caught out by that Scythe of Ice. It was so close to being beautiful. I mean, even if he gets Scythe plus he gets the Epicenter off, it still means they can't initiate on them.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Gold for me.
Yeah, so Dark Rift, you don't necessarily have to cast it into base. And I think if Freak just used to the shrine was available. You just get back to that shrine, heal up whatever health and money you're missing. No one was really low there. It was just the case if we've used our Epicenter we wanted to get out, but you could still keep poking Roshan. And I don't think Luccini were going to run straight to that shrine. It's just one of those games though. We're hitting the 40-minute mark, and a winner does not really seem very apparent right now. 20 kills to 23, only 4k advantage to Luccini. And as time goes on, the gold advantage starts to mean, well, 3k gold advantage or a 4k gold advantage in 38 minutes is not much at all, considering how quickly teams farm. If they take one team fight on the side of T-Show, they will overtake them. Popping the Lincoln Sphere with the Chen creep. That's pretty next level. Just keeps doing that all game. So, what do they want to do with this Aegis? And do they have the Refresher Shard? They do have the Refresher Shard and the Death Prophet. This is pretty big. This is pretty big. Yeah, so... whilst I don't actually massively... what the hell? Okay, Mandy's just taken a tier 3 whilst no one was doing anything. There was no push going on. He just came in, took a tier 3 and got out. That's fine. Maybe don't let that happen next time. But yeah, with this Refresher Shard, I don't actually like it on Death Prophet because, I mean, you can't stack exorcisms. That said, who else do you give it to? Witch Doctor, he's queuing up the Ags. Like, if he had the Ags, I'd give it to him. If he doesn't, Death Ward's pretty naff then, without the Aghanims. And he's only level 16 still, so it's not even level 2. Double Hand of God, though, is pretty sick. And what the... Alright, so he's got... what is going on with these creeps? He's got, like... 2 cloak auras, but for some reason it's coming up as 3. Oh, Centaur Corsairs have cloak auras. I didn't know that. So they're all gaining a bunch of magic resistance, actually. That's interesting. Alright, so here we go. Here comes the epicenter, but those cloaks are doing a certain amount of work. Here, in comes the Omni Slash. What can they do? The Chen Heal comes out. How much damage can they do? Mandy on the backline is trying to finish off. Sword can do it. There is no Venomancer. He did get the ulti off. Now the Bow Strike through onto J. Marie. He has got that cheese, will use it with the Refresh Shard of his inventory now if he wants to use it. He's got also the BKB just coming out to him. This is a perfect timing for him, running through, trying to take down some heroes. The Dark Rift is used. Meanwhile, Mandy... well, that's not Mandy at all. That was, in fact, the Morphling in disguise. And the second exorcism being used by J. Marie now. Thanks to that Refresher Shard. And Mandy coming forwards, but J. Marie pops the BKB for the second time, running forwards, just using those siphons to take away their health. Jakiro, he's going to go down. T-Show, what do you do? Jumping in, just trying to find the quick kill there. Mandy will blink in and be able to find that kill. What else can you do? Your base is falling. You need to force them out somehow, but they still have the Aegis on the Morphling. They haven't been able to take that Aegis, and now Juggernaut side up. Can they find this kill? Morphling, he is rooted, so can't get involved just yet, but now jumping forwards. Wants to try and kill that Juggernaut, but actually goes down himself. The Dagon from Rhea takes down the Aegis, but he has got a second life available. Mandy... I know, they're just focusing on the Ancient. They're just trying to finish the game off. Meanwhile, Sword and Chen doing as best they can. Juggernaut is trying to deal with them. They're just kind of kite around the Ancient. Can they bring it down? It's getting low. It's getting low. It drops. Luccini, they take the game. Unfortunately, it had to come down to this very spectacular ending, but it does go their way in the end. T-Show, Nil, and Luccini take game number 1. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, that was the case of... we don't have any lockdown, so we can't really stop you taking our towers, and that was Luccini just splitting up that team fight, and rather than just trying to go for the kills, they were just going for the objectives, which I think is what they wanted to do all game. And once they're inside that base, it stops them running into that chokehold, which heroes like Jakira and Underlord and Puck do so well in. And that was really the key to Luccini. Once they got onto that high ground, they were fine. They could spread out. Death Prophet, Morphling, Witch Doctor. These guys, they don't play well in chokeholds. They want to be out in the open. So that is actually a huge factor of that fight. And did actually have the Aghanims on the Venomancer in the end there. What? Just as usual, you don't really feel the Venomancer effect. That's what I was talking about. Like, Veno, he uses his ult, he gales stuff, and then he dies. 29k damage. Okay. Puck actually doing a really good job as well getting the damage output, but yeah, in the end, and it was nearly a T-Show advantage of a gold at the end, leaping up in those final moments. But Luccini do take game number 1, so on to game number 2 we go. This is a best of 3 series. The loser goes home. It's all to play for here. Don't go anywhere. My name's NomadCasts, and I'll join you very shortly for game number 2.